Hello, 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 hello. I am back today playing some more Pokemon Crystal, continuing our shiny badge quest on the hunt for the shiny Wooper on Route 32 in preparation for gym number 2. So yeah, looking forward to jumping back into this. We are currently sitting at 750 encounters, and we are doing not 200, 550 per stream, so we're going to get a good chunk done today. So yeah, let's see if we can potentially get a shiny. It's unlikely, but you never know. It's all RNG after all. It's all RNG. Okay, let's switch over. Oh, also, got my layout updated, so now you can see that I have one gym badge even when we're hunting. Kind of gives you an idea of where we are in our playthrough, basically. That's the idea behind that. Okay, let's get into the game. Let's get onto the route, and then we are ready to begin. Okay. Oh, one thing I forgot. There we go. Cool. Okay, let's go. Encounter number 1 for today. It's a Wooper, but it's not shiny. Right Pokemon, wrong color. Double Wooper. Still wrong color though. Triple Wooper. Hey, it matches what's on the layout, apart from the color again. No, this isn't my favorite song. It's a version of my favorite song. It's the short one. It's not as good as the other one. Hi Z, how you doing today? Good. I'm also doing good, thank you. Oops, that is my Pokedex. What does that egg hatch into? Togepi. But I'm not including that as one of my hunts. We'd have already had to do it if we wanted to do that as a hunt. Because its shininess is determined when you pick it up. But I wouldn't want to do it either. Because eggs take so long to hatch in Gen 2, and it's a 1 in 8,000 chance. So yeah, that would be an extremely long hunt. That would be longer than Cyndaquil. Or well, per encounter is longer than Cyndaquil. Obviously we could get it quicker because of, depending on when we actually got it. But in terms of the time between each check, it's so much longer than Cyndaquil. And Cyndaquil was long enough as it was. We are going to do one egg during this playthrough, though. We'll be doing the odd egg. But the reason I'm doing the odd egg and not Togepi is the odd egg is like a 1 in 14 chance of being shiny. So very good odds. The best odds you can ever get. Well, other than guaranteed shinies, obviously. Yep, you just have to deal with the long time between hatches. What can I hatch into? Any of the baby Pokemon. So, Magby, Elekid, Igglybuff, Pichu. Wait, can it be Pichu? Actually, it might not be able to be Pichu, actually, thinking about it. I don't think Pichu's included. Tyrogue. What's Jinx's? What's Jinx's pre-evolution called? I can't think of that. Smoocher. I think that's it. Let me just quickly confirm that. One sec. Okay. Oh no, it can be Pichu. Pichu, Cleffa, Igglybuff, Tyrogue, Smoochum, Elekid, or Magby. Yeah, I got it wrong. It's not 1 in 14. It's 14%, which means it's a 1 in 7 chance of being shiny. Unless you're playing the Japanese version, but not the Virtual Console. The Japanese original version of Crystal, it's a 1 in 2 chance of being shiny. Excuse me. Welcome back. Also, I was wrong with the old egg. It's a 1 in 7 chance of being shiny, not 1 in 14. It's 14%. So 1 in 7. And the Pokemon you can get are Pichu, Cleffa, Igglybuff, Tyrogue, Smoochum, Elekid, and Magby. But they're not equally likely. Like, some are more likely than others. So the most likely one we will find is either Cleffa or Igglybuff. Pretty sure last time I did it, I got Elekid, which is the next level. Yeah, Elekid and Magby are the next likely, along with Smoochum. Then the ones that are least likely are Pichu and Tyrogue. From memory, aren't all those shinies similar to their normal ship colors? No. So, Pichu in Gen. So if we're talking Gen 2, Pichu is actually very orange compared to the yellow of regular shiny. Cleffa has green ears. Igglybuff is quite similar, but it has green eyes instead of pink eyes, but only subtle. Tyrogue is the most different in that its skin goes from brown to grey and its shorts go from red to blue. So that's a big difference. Tyrogue is a big difference. Smoochum gets lighter but doesn't change too much. Elekid gets darker but doesn't change too much, and then Magby goes from red to orange. hardly seen many Gen 2 shiny sprites, so you're just basing off Gen 7. Yeah. The worst type of comparison. Yeah, no. Shinies used to be so much better. Which is why when I'm doing the hunts, I'll always put the Gen 2 sprite down there. Because that way we are seeing what we would actually be seeing. Oops. Being emitted as the others are watching the TV and you don't have your headphones. You get points for that? I did not realize you got points for it. Oops. You had a 12-day one or something the other week? You didn't give you 1,000 points? Huh. Fair enough. I really need to, like, do something with the points, I think. We used to do stuff with points, but not much. I'll have a think. You've got like 22.2k points currently. Okay. Because that, like, the amount of points that people have got currently, I wonder if I can see how many points everyone's got. That would be quite useful to know. Probably can't. Because that would, like, help me determine, like, how much things should cost. Obviously, you've been around the channel a lot, so that you've got a lot of points. I can't remember how many points you get. Like, it's like you get a certain amount of points per minute that you're here or something like that. Can't remember what it is, though. Because, like, there's a couple that I've thought of that could work-ish, maybe. One is, like, picking a shiny hunt for me to do when I'm not doing a shiny badge quest. That could be one. But that obviously is only when I'm not doing shiny badge quests. Another one could be skipping the wheel spin for the next game. Like, you just get to pick off the list the next game I play rather than me using a wheel spinner. I'd probably put that as quite a lot of points though. And then the only other one I can think of is like gift sub for a month, and that would have to be a lot of points basically, because that costs me money. I have to pay for that. But if you've got a lot of points, it means you're dedicated to being here, so kind of works. Like, you've dedicated your time to being at my streams, therefore I can reward you by giving you a sub. You're at 32.1k. Okay, well, that's very telling, because you've only been coming to streams for a few months. But you have been going to pretty much all of them, so that's the thing. Like, yes, you've only been here for a few months, but you've been here pretty much the whole time. Not that you can hear me say any of that. We could do like 50,000 gets you to pick a game, and 100,000 gets you a gift sub, something like that. I know that's a lot of points, but obviously, I'm out of pocket by doing the gift sub. I don't make money off Twitch. Maybe I'll have a sit down with Bug at some point in the near future and like actually go through a load of stuff, like stream wise and also Discord wise. Need to arrange that with her when she's not busy. And I'm not busy. It's near the end of the football season. Only problem is there's the World Cup coming. You have headphones? Hey, nice. They have low battery. Not so nice. 20% to be specific. That's enough. Possibly. I don't know how quickly they'll drain. Should last an hour at least. Well, I'm going for 2. How are you doing today? A full battery is stated to have 35 hours. Well, 20% of 35 is more than 1. In fact, it's actually 7, right? No. Yes. Yeah, 7. You're good. You got 7 hours. Also, I'm doing good, thanks. %20 of 35 is 35% of 20. Yeah, but I feel like 20% of 7 wow, words. 20% of 35 is easier to work out than 35% of 20. Because you just divide it by 5. Also, the discussion you missed out on earlier, that when we were talking about channel points, was because I hadn't actually realized you get channel points for doing your streaks. I just noticed it in the chat this time. I hadn't noticed it any other time. But it got me onto the topic of I should really do something with channel points. Again, I used to return them off, and then I was thinking I should really come up with some ideas. What you know is you want to get to 12 days to get the 1,000 points. As he said happens. Wow. You're a little ways off there. And you're also away, so are you going to be able to do it? You will try to at least open the app to keep the streak, but attempting is not the same as succeeding. Like last time, you're done. Yes. Well, good luck. I'll be streaming twice on Monday, just to let you know. And it's stream streaks, not day streaks. I think. Actually, I don't know how that works. Is it like, if I stream twice in one day, do you have to go to both of them? I don't know how that works. According to your Twitch activity, you had a 19 stream streak that ended on the 15th of May. That's disappointing. Oh. If you miss a stream, you get a notification saying essentially you have 24 hours to watch a stream and keep the streak. What happens if I don't stream in that 24 hours? You just miss out, I guess. Well, I mostly stream every day, other than Sundays, so it's quite easy to keep the streak going, I guess. Unless you miss a Saturday. Missing Saturday is the crucial one. Because then I won't be streaming within 24 hours. You do have the notification. Oh. Oh. Oh, you only have to watch a VOD? You can just watch a VOD and it works? Even a clip works. Okay. That's a little bit broken. That's what it says in the message. It says, your 19 stream streak on Crazy Cresswell broke. Watch a clip, VOD, or stream in the next 24 hours to save it. Your notification is different. Maybe it's because these is longer that it like gives you, because it's a longer streak, it's like gives you more leeway. You have a lot of Discord notifications. I know that's true because you have one from the 1st of May. Watch Couplion. Is that how you say that? Couplion? To save your streak. Your 3-day streak can be saved within the next 24 hours, but doesn't say anything about that sometimes. Yeah, maybe it is a length time thing. Like if you got a longer streak, they go like, okay, we can see you are normally dedicated to the streamer. Here, have a bit of an easier time to get your streak to continue. Now you must keep a streak going. But yeah, going back to the channel points thing, I'm gonna try and come up with some stuff for it. I know I've got some stuff, and we've got some stuff that I also got rid of that I might bring back. Yeah, I had a couple more ideas that we can use, but they are like big ideas, like that will cost you a lot of points to do. Which is why it was interesting to see how many points you and Z had, because that kind of gave me an idea of pricing, because the big things are quite like big. Like one of them would be a gift sub, but that would be like 100,000 points. So you have to be dedicated to the stream. Therefore, I can give you a gift in return. Because that costs me money, whereas it only costs you time. And you being on 32,000 kind of gave me a good idea that 100,000 probably is a good round. Because yes, you're at a lot. You're at 32,000. Yeah, but in only like a few months. In fact, like 3 months. But you're like here pretty much all the time. So it's like 100,000 seems to be like a fair amount for that. And then the other one I thought of like earlier was so I have my wheel game picker that we use for when we play like the next game. I was thinking that maybe 50,000 points could mean that I don't use the wheel and you just get to pick which game I play next. However, the game still has to be from my list of games. So I need to like make sure that there's a way of you guys seeing the list of games. I can't remember if I already made that or not. I feel like I did make it so that you guys could see it, but I can't remember. No. I do have a stream game suggestion on Discord that people can put in suggestions that if I think it's a game that I would like to play, I would put it on my list. Exactly. But yeah, if the game is on the list, then somebody can spend 50,000 points so I don't use the wheel. Again, 50. I might lower that one. 50,000 is a lot. If you're at 32,000, could maybe make that one 25,000. That one would only be like, I guess. I'm trying to work out how best to make that one open. I guess I could close that one when somebody's put in a suggestion. You looked it up. Apparently, 5+ day streak only gives 450, but then since you're subbed, it multiplies by a certain amount. So it must have been. Oh wait, that might be the other reason why he gets the clips, VODs, and stuff, because he's subbed. That might be why. I hadn't even thought about that being a factor for giving you a bit of leeway, is the fact that you're subbed. It's probably that. Unless you're sub to Cupleon. Don't worry, it's fine. Get to 100,000 points and I can do it for you. Ah, right, okay. I also need to make it so that it appears on stream when people like redeem stuff. I'm pretty sure there's a way of doing that. I need to sort out my bit thing as well. I don't know what happened to that. Like, I used to have, when people give me bits, it used to appear. I don't know why that broke. I need to look into why that's not working anymore. Because it should be. Same with the following. Like, when people follow, it's supposed to pop up, but it hasn't for a long time, and I just haven't got... I haven't looked into it to see why it's not working. But yeah, if anyone can think of any other suggestions for what we could use channel points for, throw them out. So that I can think about them. Oh yeah, the other one we thought I thought of was maybe when I'm not doing a shiny badge quest, you can pick what Pokemon I shiny hunt. That one wouldn't be very much. If you had any, you'd have better rewards on your own channel. Fair. That's fair. But yeah, the shiny hunting one only works when I'm not doing a shiny badge quest. And also, I wouldn't put that one very high. Like, you wouldn't need that many points for that. Naming your Pokemon on Nuzlocke challenges? Problem is, I don't really do Nuzlocke challenges anymore. But that would be a nice suggestion. And thanks, Kat. Also, hi. How are you doing today? But it's a good idea. If I did Nuzlocks, I would do it. I like that emote. That's a nice one. Obviously, I'm biased because I came up with the idea of that one. we hoping for Ghastly, or do I have my eye on a different shiny? We're hoping for Wooper on this one. If I'm hoping for Ghastly, I'm doing this all wrong. Ghastly is only at 5% here. Did you ever say your memory is poor? Remember this minute. My memory is poor as well, don't worry. Ah! So much so that I forgot I didn't need to move. That's our target. But pink.
Hey, encounter number 1000. It was ghastly. Double ghastly. Plans for tomorrow? Football. It's the last day of the season. I'm not going to the game. It's up in Manchester. But I'll be watching the game. Manchester City. Not sure who's actually going to be playing for Aston Villa. Because I don't know how the players are going to be feeling after Thursday. Because they were all drunk. Obviously, I know that's a few days before, but still. I don't think the drinking stopped on Thursday. Probably. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. I don't think we'll need to. So, hi babe, how you doing? Yeah, tomorrow's game doesn't actually matter. So, like, even if none of the first team play, it doesn't really matter. Because we already achieved what we needed to achieve. I'm good, thanks. Yeah, we got a top 5 finish, which is what we needed. So we can't drop lower than 5th. And we also won the Europa League, so we got into the Champions League in both ways we possibly could. So tomorrow's game has absolutely, well, the only thing that can happen is we could come 4th or 5th. Grand scheme of things, not the end of the world if we came 5th. We'd just get a bit more prize money for coming 4th. Yeah, but we were against Man City, so we're not likely to win anyway. When I say the prize money, it's like 2 million, so it is still quite a lot of money. But when you're talking football clubs, that's not like a load of money. City more so than United. We're just not very good against United. But technically we should be able to beat, you know, to be fair, we can beat both. But on the last game of the season, when it doesn't really matter for either team, it doesn't matter for Man City, they can't do anything either. They're stuck in their place. They're second. No matter what happens, their position doesn't change. So it's a very nothing game. Probably going to be a very boring game to watch, really. I don't think they will. To be fair, there is a slight. It's not quite a nothing game for them. In terms of position in the league kind of thing, it's a nothing game. However, it is their manager's final game. Pep Guardiola is leaving Man City after tomorrow's match. It's his last football match. So they might put on a performance for that, I guess. I live with my brother and his girlfriend. Me and my brother own this house. However, I am here on my own right now. They are not here. Yeah, we bought this house 2019. Nearly 7 years ago. Because that is when our parents moved down to Cornwall. And they sold their house, so we were like, we now need to live somewhere. You bought the mortgage together 50-50. No. We bought a different house. We could not afford our parents' house. No way. We don't. Me and Jack pay the same amount. Jack's my brother. So we pay the same amount, and then his girlfriend pays a bit as well. But we pay into a joint account that pays the mortgage, but we pay more than the mortgage, so that we've got some. It's been that long? Yep. So then we've got like some money just sitting in a joint account that can be used for the house when something needs to happen with the house. So we technically, yes, we pay 50-50, but not directly of the mortgage. We just pay the same amount as each other into an account. But when we bought the house, it's a 4-bedroom house. At the time of buying it, our dad was going to be staying with us quite a lot because my parents were moving down to Cornwall, but my dad was still working up here, so he would need to stay with us quite a lot. So he got one of the rooms, and then I made a deal with Jack that he could have the master bedroom that has an ensuite if I could have 2 bedrooms. So this is one of my rooms, which I turned into my office, but can be a bed as well. So technically it's a spare room. And then I have another room just the other side of the wall there. But I definitely got the better end of the deal. Yes, he gets an ensuite. Whatever. He gets an ensuite. I'm the only one who uses the other bathroom. So I've got 2 bedrooms and a bathroom to myself. Whereas he got the master with an ensuite. But he doesn't use my bathroom anyway. Yes, yeah. They're all one. It's all one room as well. It's like a C shape. And then the room that was my dad's became, when my dad moved properly down to Cornwall, we had one of my brother's friends come and move in and stay with us, and he lived it. Something's flown in through my window. He stayed in that bedroom, but then he bought his own house. George isn't dead. He's just moved out. He bought his own house. So now we have a spare room that basically just turned into my brother's wardrobe. Because that's when his girlfriend moved in with us. And she wanted the wardrobe space. So his clothes all went into the spare bedroom. George was my brother's friend who lived with us. So when my dad moved down to Cornwall properly and didn't need to stay with us anymore, George moved in to that bedroom. But then eventually he bought himself a house and moved out. Exactly. Yeah, we got lucky really, because obviously house prices have skyrocketed and stuff. So we did get help. I won't try and claim that we didn't have help with buying it. Exactly. That's essentially what my parents did. We put some towards it and then they did the rest. Almost had 1 bedroom and no bathroom? Huh? What do you mean? I don't know what that means. How did I almost have that? Oh. Yeah, okay. When I got stuck in the attic, yes. We don't have a proper ladder up to the attic. We have one that reaches most of the way and then you have to pull yourself up. I'm scared of heights, and I needed to get something from in the attic. And so I went up and got it, and then came back to the hole to go back down, and I got too scared to lower myself onto the ladder. Because it's a 3-story building, a 3-story house, and the hole for the attic, if you're sitting on the edge of it to drop yourself down, you can see all the way down to the bottom, and it's not nice when you don't like heights. So I was sat up there for a little while because no one else was home to help. I was on my own, and eventually I braved it and lowered myself down, and I was absolutely fine. But at the time, I did not like it. Not a proper ladder. It's just one of those A ladder things. It's just something that we put underneath the hole and have to climb up. How common are attics there? Very. Not every house. Depends. Like, some people convert their attics into bedrooms. Like, my uncle, their attic is a bedroom. Basements, yes, they're rare. Your last house, the attic was 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. Nice. Yeah, my cousin used to live in... Oh, her bedroom was in the attic. They did have one part of it which was a storage area. But for most of the room, it was her bedroom. It was a very big bedroom because it spanned the whole length of the house other than this little bit at the end. The only problem was, obviously, it was slanted roof, so you couldn't really stand at the sides. And actually saying that, my parents' house currently doesn't have an attic. Well, I guess it has a small area. But they have a mezzanine and / upstairs. Most houses here, you get up into the roof and it's full of installation. Yeah, I mean, that's the same with our attics. That makes sense, yes, Carl. Yeah. Yeah, our attics are just full of insulation and stuff, but you just store things in there as well. Ours is currently full of basically all my parents' stuff, because when they moved down to Cornwall, they were very much downsizing, so they didn't have space for all their junk, so we got it all. Same with our garage as well. Our garage is full of their stuff. Well, mostly their stuff. It's got some of our stuff, but a lot of it's theirs. Can I stand up in the loft? In the attic? For the most part, yes. There's some beams and stuff, so you have to watch your head that you don't hit it on beams. And I can't walk to the sides because there's just insulation. Only the middle part is actually got like wood to stand on. The rest of it is just insulation. I can't walk on that. But I can put stuff on it. There isn't really much room to walk up there because it's full of so much stuff. I don't really go in there very often. Especially as I don't like coming back down out of it as well. So, another reason not to go in there, because I'm scared of coming back down. It's a crossway place where you can only walk along the beams, or you'd fall through the ceiling. Yeah, I mean, you would also fall through the ceilings if you walked not in the middle of ours, unless you converted it. It's more the having to lower yourself down while also looking all the way down 3 floors worth of stairs. That's my problem. If it was just a ladder and I couldn't see 3 floors worth of stairs, I probably could do it. But the fact that I'm looking all the way down while lowering myself is just horrible. So, our house is 3 floors. We have 3 floors, and there's a staircase that it's not spiral, but it's like square going up. And if you at the top, you can look all the way down to the bottom. The hatch to the loft is just to the side of it, so like you can stand underneath it while on the landing. But if you're lowering yourself down, you can see all the way down. This is in the bathroom. You only have the floor There's a second story to start. That's why I got stuck up there. Because I was home alone. I was like, what if I accidentally knock the ladder? And my brother wasn't going to be home for ages. So I was like, oh, why did I come up here? I can't even remember what I was getting from up there now, to be honest. I can't remember. You've had the ladder fall, and you had to kind of hang and drop. But again, that was into your bathroom. Wouldn't have to worry about any nearby stairs. See, I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't. If I was to lower myself and just drop, I'm not going to fall down the stairs. There's a banister in the way and stuff. It's just scary to look at. Yes, that is the other time. I'd completely forgotten about that. When I got locked into my own room. And I needed the toilet. My brother and his friends were at the house. They were like having some sort of party. I'm not sure what for, but they were drinking and they were going to go out into town, but they'd been drinking here beforehand. And all of our bedrooms, they all have a lock on it. They all have the same key. I don't know why. But basically, my brother's friend thought it would be funny to lock the door from the outside, but leave the key in the hole. I have keys in my room. Well, it's in the door now. So I could have unlocked the door if he hadn't left the key in there. But because he left the key in, I couldn't get my key in to unlock it. And they'd all gone out. I hadn't realized he'd locked the door until after they'd gone out and stuff. Oh, I do. I leave the key in there now. But yeah, and then I'm on the 3rd floor. I can't climb out a window to get out and unlock it from the outside. I can't do that. Way too high. And then I started needing to learn. I was like, oh no, I'm just gonna have to like wee out the window. I didn't have any bottles or anything I could wee into. I was like, I'm gonna have to wee out the window or something. But luckily, I managed to get like a paperclip. I can't remember what I used. I used something. But I was able to actually turn the key from my side, turning the key on the other side, and unlock the door using the key that was in the door. That would be quite funny. Yeah, I managed to unlock the door using the key that was in the lock, but from my side. It was not easy. And the problem is I couldn't just push out the key because he'd left it slightly turned, so it wasn't like I could just push it out from my side. So I thought, oh, I might as well just twist it until it unlocks. But yes, now I keep my key in the door. He did feel bad when I told him about it. Your locks are unlike that. I mean, it depends on what lock. We have lots of different types of locks here. The annoying thing is our front door is a similar kind of lock. Not in the same way that it's the key, but if you have a key in the lock, you can't put a key from the other side. So we always have to make sure that if we lock the door, while somebody's out, we have to make sure we take the key out of the door. Otherwise, they can't then use their key to get back in. Which is kind of why I prefer Yale locks. Is it Yale locks? Is that the type of lock? Where you only have to unlock it from one side. The other side is just like a little handle thing. So you only ever need the key from the outside. Because you can't then accidentally leave a key in the door. Well, you could leave it in the outside by accident. And that's a completely different problem. That's what most of your locks are like that, or a button on one side. Gotcha. Am I going to 1,300 encounters today? Yes. Trying to remember where I started. 7,000. Sorry, 750. So 550 onto that is 1,300. Yes. Mm-hmm. Which will be about 50 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. Go hoping for Shiny Ghastly or Hoo-Hoo. But you wouldn't need to use the Overlord Buzzsprout anymore if you caught a Shiny Buzzsprout. That's true. Well, to be fair, I don't need Bellsprout for a little while after the seed anyway. This is the last hunt that Bellsprout will be needed. Until post-game. Until the Kanto section. My hope is for this guy. That's who I'm hoping for. And if not that, Ghastly, like you said. Because that was our target for the first one. But we got that guy. Anything but that guy. I don't want him again. Problem is, he's a 30% chancer. The same as Wooper. Which is the highest. And Ghastly is only 5%. Ooh, nice. My favorite song. What's the next target after this? Heracross. Via Headbutts. But the likelihood is I will get a Spearow. When I did my Heart Gold Shiny Badge quest, I also did the Headbutts for Heracross, and I got Spearow. So I tried it again at a later point in the Shiny Badge quest, and I got another Spearow. So, third time lucky? Heracross is such a cool shiny as well. And I was going to say, it's good for the gym that I'd be catching it before. However, I don't know whether, like, when it actually learns, if it actually learns any fighting type moves. Because I'll be catching it before Whitney's gym, but I don't know whether it will have anything that can actually be used against Whitney. Because we're playing Gen 2, so Gen 2 moveset's not great. Counter 27, reversal 44. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be either of those two levels. Also, counter, not that great. No, a long way from Route 36 and the Goldenrod department store to get Rock Smash. Yeah, so you can only get Rock Smash after you get rid of Sudowoodo from Route 36. And you can only buy it in the Goldenrod department store after you've got it from Route 36. And to get rid of Sudowoodo, you need to have got the third gym badge. So you don't get... I can't get Rock Smash until after the third gym. Oops. You thought you got rid of Sudowoodo with the Whalmer Pail? That would be impressive, assuming the Whalmer Pail wasn't until Gen 3, because Whalmer wasn't until Gen 3. It's called the Squirt Bottle in Gen 2. Yeah, you can only get the Squirt Bottle once you've beaten Whitney, though. Also, the other issue with Rock Smash is it's not very good. In Gen 2, it's only 20 power. But at least it would be a stab move. Because even bug type moves, I'd have to teach it Fury Cutter, which is also not a great move. And that would be from the TM from Bugsy's gym. Other than that, it doesn't get Mega Horn until level 54. Yeah. Movesets were really bad back in Gen 2. For shiny badge quest, I have quite a bit of Pokemon. You mean in my party? I mean, 2 of them are shiny. Hey, 1,200. Oops, I did not mean to attack that thing. If headphones are now audibly telling you low battery, please recharge headset. Uh-oh. I don't think the 35 hours of battery life is correct. It's only been an hour and a half. Oh my god. Oh, fair enough. That would still have been three and a half hours though. And it's only been an hour and a half. Although it's saying 10% now on your computer, so maybe it's the warning because they've just hit 10%. Maybe. Hey, we're not going to be going for that much longer anyway. We've got less than half an hour to go. Exactly. 100 encounters takes us half an hour, and we've only got 91 to go. Back to Yote on Monday. Yep. Well, in fact, because I'm streaming twice on Monday, I'll probably be finishing Ghost of Yote in the day stream and then starting something new in the evening stream. Probably. I'm pretty sure we're coming to the end of the game. I am also thinking about adding the new 007 game onto the list of games to play. Obviously, that's not out yet, so it can't go on the list until it's out. But I think I'm going to add that to the list. do I keep doing that now? Shiny Buzzsprout sprite looks pretty sick in this game. It's like metallic looking. Yeah, I can see that. Kind of looks sickly pale yellow to you. Well, pretty sick then, right? Still like Buzzsprout though. Goodness, such approaching. You wonder if this will be close to the last shiny or way over. I hope it's close to the last one. I don't want to go way over again. To be fair, it's not as bad anymore because at least we get through the encounters a lot quicker in this hunt than we did with Cyndaquil. It appears that you are being urged to retire to bed, so you have to go. She'll charge the headphones ready for next time. Okay, thanks for stopping by, Kyle. You've held on as long as you could make it to the end. Meant to defeat only 5 encounters from the end. Well, technically, if you see this one, you'll have got the 4 encounters to the end. Also, we are down to the last few. Right at the end. You made it. Pushing your luck. I mean, there's only 2 more after this one. Like, you might as well just stay. What if we got the shiny? Can I go as soon as you see encounter number 1300? At least then you'll have seen them all. Okay, Carl. Here we go. Last one for today. 1,300. It's a Woobat. No, not a Woobat. Zubat. But it's not shiny. You're here. Woo. Okay. Cool. Well, that is where we're going to end it for today. No shiny, but a good chunk done. And I wasn't expecting to get a shiny anyway, because we're still early on. Okay, thanks for stopping by, Carl. See you in another stream. So yeah, that is where we're going to end it for today. So we will be back with this next Friday at 9 PM UK time, where maybe we'll get the shiny. I don't know. I have to wait and see. Between now and then, though, we do have a couple of streams on Monday, most likely. I haven't 100% saying yes to the day stream, but there'll likely be a day stream on Monday, starting at 1 or 2 PM. Like we did this past week, where we will be jumping into Ghost of Yotei. Even if there isn't a stream on Monday during the day, there definitely will be in the evening at 8 PM UK time, where if we haven't streamed during the day or haven't finished Ghost of Yotei, it will be Ghost of Yotei. If we have streamed during the day and finished Ghost of Yotei, then we'll be starting something new, which I don't know what it will be yet, because we haven't spun the wheel, because we'll spin the wheel when we finish the game. So, yeah, looking forward to that. See how it all goes. So yeah, that is where we're going to end it for now. So it's been fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. Thank you all for being here. I shall see you all in another stream. So thank you again, and goodbye.